وقدوتنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, first we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala once again. Allah has granted us the tawfiq and the ability to perform a maghrib salah with jama'ah. Alhamdulillah, make dua, Allah accept our salah with jama'ah, and Allah grant us sincerity and istiqamah in our worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen Rabbil Alameen. Last week we spoke about Imam Suyuti rahimahullah, speaking about some of the etiquettes and the adab when one visits the graveyard. And ultimately Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that the purpose of why we visit the graveyard is so that it can remind us of the akhirah, and so that it can take away the love of this dunya out of our hearts. And this is what the hadith has mentioned. This evening Imam Suyuti rahimahullah, he speaks about also a beautiful chapter in where he mentioned ما يلحق المؤمن من عمله بعد موته, that those things which from amongst the actions of a believer which will increase him in reward after he has left this dunya. So normally we say that when a person dies, that is a time where the opportunity to do good comes to an end. There is no more opportunity for the person to do good deeds, like to make salah, to fast for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to read the Quran. All of those things come to an end. But there are certain deeds and certain actions according to the teachings of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If a person do these things while we are alive in this dunya, after our demise we will still benefit and we will still be rewarded for it. And the first amongst the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's a beautiful hadith when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam narrated an Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu, قال Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, سبع يجري للعبد أجره بعد موته وهو في قبره. There are 7 things which if a person does it, he will benefit from the reward, and his reward will increase even after he has left this dunya. So even after you have left this dunya, there will still be reward written for you as if someone was alive doing good deeds. The first amongst the good deeds is Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, man allama ilman, the one who teaches knowledge, the one who teaches beneficial knowledge in this dunya, which the next person benefits from it. That person, says Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as long as this person is practicing upon that beneficial knowledge, he will get the reward of it. In one hadith, Imam Suyuti also brings, he mentioned the hadith of Sa'id bin Khudr radiallahu anhu, where he says, Man allama ayatan min kitabillah, aw baban min ilmin, anma Allahu ajrahu ila yawm al-qiyamah. That indeed, the one who teaches one ayah of the Quran, he teaches one verse of Quran, only one verse is Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or he teaches one chapter of this deen, for that person his reward will increase by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That reward or that action will be preserved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until the day of Qiyamah. So not only while he's in the grave, but from the moment he leaves this dunya until the day of Qiyamah, he will benefit from that one ayah that he taught someone. So imagine if we teach our children Surah Al-Fatiha, or we teach them how to make salah, or we teach them certain surah of the Quran, or and they teach their children, and it carries on. We will be getting the reward until the day of Qiyamah, says this narration of Sa'id bin Khudr radiallahu anhu. So the first is Rasulullah, man allama ilman, the one who teaches beneficial knowledge, aw ajra nahran, or the one who makes a river flow, the one who makes it easy. For example, there's a river and he creates a pathway, he makes a way for the people to benefit from this river. He has the means to make others benefit from this river. For that person, says Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as long as people will benefit from it, he will get the reward from it. Or hafaran bi'ran, or the person who digs a well and others benefit from it. Is it a hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam says the best sadaqah is when a person gives water to the one who's thirsty, for those who are in need of it. So imagine we dig a well and others benefit from it. This is a sadaqatun jariyah that will continue forever after the demise, after this person that lives this dunya. Or the person, says Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he plants a date or a palm tree. And how does a palm tree or date tree benefit a person? I mentioned from his fruit and from the shade the travelers take under it. So as long as people are benefiting and eating from the fruit, or as long as people are taking shade under it, that even will be a benefit for a person in his qabr, in his grave. Oh, bana masjidan, or that person built a masjid. That person builds a masjid. He's involved in building a masjid. He sponsors 1, 2, 3 musallas. As long as people are making salah on that musalla, he gets the reward of it. He sponsored a few thousand bricks towards the masjid. As long as the masjid been used, he gets the reward of it. Even after he's left this dunya. أو ورث مصحفا, or that person gives a mushaf, a Quran to someone to read from. As long as that person is reading and benefiting from that Quran, that deceased person will get the reward of it. أو ترك ولدا يستغفر له بعد موته. And the last one says Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or he leaves behind a son who is pious or a daughter who is pious that makes dua in Allah. They ask Allah for their for the forgiveness of the parent. They ask Allah for their forgiveness. In a beautiful hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions that Inna Allah la yarfa'u darajatan lil 'abd as-salih fil jannah, that Allah elevates the Jannah of the pious person in Jannah, of a person in Jannah. And then when you ask it, Ya Rab, what is the reason for this, that you're elevating my Jannah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the malaika will respond that this is because of the istighfar that your son and your daughter is making for you. So as long as we as children make dua for our parents, our children make dua for us, we will get the reward and we will benefit from it. We will benefit from it. So my beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us to be of those who are alive, to always make dua for the deceased. In the beautiful statement of Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah, he used to say that al-amwat ahwaju ila al-du'a min al-ahya ila al-ta'am al-sharab. He says that the amwat, the deceased people, they are more in need of our du'as than what we are in need of. As of the living is in need of food and drink. We, it's alive, we need food and drink to survive. He said that the amwat, they're more in need of our du'as than what we are in need of food and drink. So we should always make dua for our deceased. When we go to the maqbara, when we're in our salah, after salah, make dua for the deceased, for your parents, for whoever is passed on, for in general all the amwat. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who Allah inspire us to be amongst those who will leave behind actions that after our death we will still be getting reward and benefit from it. Amin ya Rabbal Alameen. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi.